Okay, in this video we're going to go over how to edit video, sound bites, etc. within the Media Central Cloud UX. We recently had an upgrade to Media Central and it has changed a little bit of the functionality and where you find things. So this video is going to be focused on how to create a sequence, how to edit a sequence, and send that to the show. This video really geared for producers to learn how to edit from your desk. So I'm going to go ahead and log in. And this is the first page that pops up. Over here on the right side, you want to expand to get your monitor. And then we have two tabs here. One's KWTV, one OKC PME. This is essentially iNews within Media Central. We're not going to use that right now. What we're going to do is go to OKC PME and double click that. And then you're going to see projects, catalogs, incoming media, orphan files. Really the two that you are going to need to know are projects and incoming media. So under incoming media, we go down here to feeds, and we can go by created date, and we can refresh if we need to. This is all the stuff that comes in, feeds for breaking news. When we drop stuff into Flip to PME, it's going to show up here. So that's where you would find all of this stuff. If we go back to PME up here, projects, news, and then you have your days of the week. So we'll flip here and you can, let's see here, where's it at? You have Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. So today's Tuesday, we'll go into Tuesday. And here are the bins that the MMJs or the photographers create to put their video. And you'll notice that there's one here called Producers 1116. There will be a producer bin here. This is where you'll create and edit all your sequences. If one is not there, all you do is go up to news, and if it is today is Tuesday, if you right click on this here and create folder, and I can call this MEJ producer test, and if I hit create, I'm not going to do it because I've already done this, but if I hit create, then within Tuesday you'll notice that I had a bin producer test MEJ, and that's where I could put stuff. So if it's the first part of the day, if you're in the morning show producers, you can create that bin, and that's where you will put your sequences. So that being said, now we come over here into the preview window, and right up here you have this timeline. Click on that and you'll notice a timeline loads here at the bottom. To create a sequence, one of the things you should do if you have a dual monitor is you should have iNews open on your opposite screen that will show you, so you can have your rundown. You can create sequences out of the rundown here in Media Central. Currently it's not working, so I'm going to show you the quick workaround. So with iNews open and with this all open, now you need to create a sequence to edit. And to do that, you go down here on this bottom tab and you'll see Create Sequence. If you click that, this box opens. We're going to create a sequence. Now this is really important. This tells it where it's going to create the sequence. Click the drop down menu. OKC PME, you got to click on the arrow. You can't click on PME. Drop down arrow, projects, news, and go to the day of the week that you're in. Today we're in Tuesday. And then you'll look at these bins and you'll notice the one that's labeled Producers 1116. Or the one that I created, Producers Test MEJ. We'll get into that one just to show you, but you click this, and that is going to tell it where to create your sequence. Now you just name your sequence, and this is where having iNews open is good, because you want to find the line that you're editing, whether it's a VO or a SOT. In this case, I'm going to call it MEJ Test Clip 1. I have a line in the rundown with a video ID for this exact thing. So I want to name it exactly what's in the rundown. Make sure it is named exactly what's in the rundown. You click Create. And now if I go up here to Projects Tuesday and I go into Producer Test MEJ, you'll see right here is my sequence I just created. Over here, you'll notice the bar up here is blue, and here's the name, MEJ Test Clip 1. So that's all right here. So now we need to edit something, and what we're going to do here is just to show you the intricacies. You're either going to edit a VO, you're going to edit a SOT, or you're going to edit a SOT VO. That's pretty much all you're going to edit. In this case, we're going to do a SOTVO because it's the most advanced, and it lets me show you all the different functionalities of the editor. This newest editor has a lot more features and a lot more functionality than the previous one. So what we're going to do is we're going to go up here in our line here. We'll go up to OKCPME. I'm going to go to Incoming Media, and I'm going to go to Feeds. I'm going to go to the newest first, and I'm going to scroll down, and I know because I had looked earlier that yesterday evening, let's find it, there's the package. So Clayton had fed in some video from the field that flipped into AVID, 10p School Flu Tech Raw CAC. I'm going to click on that, and the raw clip is going to load up here. This is the sound he sent in. Here's some B-roll. You can see that. And if you want to hear it as you scrub, hit the caps lock. And you can hear it. Now that's going to matter here in a minute when we edit. I've turned off caps lock so I can scroll through. So this is my raw video. Now you'll notice the raw clip, this is green. If I go back to the sequence, if I find it here. Okay, I'll show you in a second. When you lay down some video, if this is blue, it means you're looking at the sequence. If it's green, you're looking at a raw clip. Okay, so now when it comes to editing, a few things we need to know about editing. You'll notice I clicked down here and now it went blue. I'm going to click on that raw clip again. So down here, you have video track 1, audio tracks 1, and audio track 2. You can add audio and video tracks right here if you need more tracks. Typically, you're only going to need, as a producer, you'll only need 1 video line and 2 audio lines. The standard is sound on tape, such as interviews, look lives, all goes on track 1. Nat sound goes on track 2. And then also remember, any clip you edit, whether it's a VO, whether it's a SOT, the first second is always pad. So you got to make sure that first second is basically silent or pad, and I'll show you how to do that. And then you also need to go in your iNews rundown and you need to time out the script, because we're going to do a SOT-VO. So let's say that SOT is 5 seconds, and then the trailing VO, I timed it out in iNews and it says it's 13 seconds of VO. Well, we need to have at least 20 seconds of pad. So after our soundbite, we need to put at least 33 seconds of video to make sure that it doesn't go to black on the air. So with this raw clip, let's start off and let's find, we're going to turn on caps lock, and let's find a soundbite. Let's find a soundbite we like and let's mark it.
Learning as we go. We're taking each day as a learning experience, and each day we're making sure that we're mitigating the risk.
We're going to use the soundbite each day. We are mitigating the risk. So let's go back to the beginning.
And each
now you noticed with the caps lock on, you can hear it as you go 1 frame at a time using the arrow buttons, so we can get it precise. So we're going to say right here 52:15 is our soundbite. Now normally that's your endpoint, but we need a second of pad, so we're going to back it up to 51:15 for our endpoint. And we'll put an endpoint there. It's I on your keyboard, or it's right here is the little tab, and this is to take you to an endpoint. Now we're going to play it to the end.
And each day we're making sure that we're mitigating the risk.
You want to be precise with it, so I'm right there. I'm going to put an out point or O on the keyboard. And so now I have my in and out point for the SOT. Now looking down here at the sequence, I only want to put channel 1, that's where the soundbite is. So I'm going to turn off channel 2. And then you take a look right here at these. These are the 2 most important ones right now. The R arrow overwrites, Y splices in. That means you could put something in between, and I'll show you that in a second. But we're going to just overwrite, and we're going to lay down that soundbite. And I can go right here and I can zoom the timeline. Okay? So we have our soundbite, and like I said, the first second is pad. So we're going to go over here 1 second in, about right there. I'm going to right click on this video and I'm going to unlink. And the reason I'm unlinking is so that I can adjust just the audio and not the video. So I'm going to go in here to 1 second in, and then I'm going to do a splice, a split. So I'm going to click this, and I'm going to split it. And then I'm going to click this first second. I'm just going to I'm going to highlight that and hit delete, and I've taken out that first second. So if I were to play this,
and each day we are making sure that we're mitigating the risk.
so that is my first second of pad playing out. So I have the sound bite, and then as I play it, I want to make sure the audio is correct. So
Day we are making sure that we're mitigating the risk.
make sure right here that your audio is not in the red, so you can always adjust it right here. We laid down track 1. This adjusts the audio for track 1. You can slide up or down to adjust, and it will.
Making sure that we're mitigating the risk.
Okay, so we've laid our sound bite. Now we need to lay the VO that comes after, and we're going to lay 33 seconds of VO. So with VO, I want Nats, which is channel 2. We're going to turn off channel 1. We're going to double click to get this raw clip back up here.
And then 5.
And I'm looking at the video. I'm going to turn off caps lock so that I can scroll without hearing it. And you need to find a good opening shot. So maybe this school shot, and I'm going to play it. I'll put in point. I'm going to play it. 1, 2, 3, 4. Put an out point or O. And then you can either drag it down here, or the best way, you need to get used to these arrows. So I'm going to hit the R or the red arrow, and you notice over here it added it at the end. Control Z will undo any edit that you just did. Make sure this line's all the way at the end. And it's causing errors already. Now I hit the R, and you'll notice it added it. And if I play it,
Sure that we're mitigating the risk.
now hear how loud that Nats is. You want your Nats right here around -26, no higher than -20. So what I'm going to do is, since I'm over top this clip, I'm going to pull down channel 2, and I'll play it,
Risk.
and you'll see where the Nats are. So that's the first shot. I go to the end. I can hit my arrow button to get me to the very end. I click on the original clip again over here, and I find another shot. So maybe it's some feet. I'll put an in point, play it. Put an out point. I will hit my little arrow, and I will lay it down. I will go find another shot. Maybe this shot.
Continue on summarizing.
Out point. Hit the R button. Find that teacher shot. Maybe right here. Put an in point.
Is over your nose, Ethan Carey.
Put an out point. Lay that shot down. Again, find another shot. But you get the idea. And so then I'm going to find, I'll put one more shot down then. Let's put this shot, just a long shot. Maybe into that. Put an out point, drop that. And we have some VO. Okay? So we have the sound bite. We have the VO. But we have to adjust the audio for the VO. So we already did it on the first one. Drop that. Still a little loud. Go to the next one. You can really kind of go through all these real quick because you know it's loud. And then go back and watch it. Just keep an eye on your Nats here.
Is over your nose.
That one's still a little loud. Okay, looks good. Now, I mentioned earlier we had the red arrow for overwrite. Yellow is splice. That means if you want to insert something. So let's say right here at this point right here, I want to insert a different shot here. And what I would do is I go over here, and to insert, you want to make sure all of these are on the right side. V1, A1, A2. You want to make sure on the left side that you've turned off the channel you don't want to insert. So in this case, I don't want to insert audio channel 1, which is for SOTs. And I've got the blue line right here at the edit point. You can hit control click and it'll take you right to the point. I'm going to go to the original shots, original clip, and let's say that's the shot. I'm going to put it in and out. Out. And I want to put that right here. Right here. I'm going to hit that, making sure this one's turned off. I hit the splice, and it just inserted it. Just inserted it. Now if I hit Control Z to undo that, if I had this checked and I hit splice, it's adding that other layer. If I turned off this one and I hit splice, there you go. So we're going to splice that in, check the audio. It's loud. We're going to pull it down. And it sounds pretty good. So now if I scroll through real quick, we got our sound bite, we've got our video. Now the last thing we need to do is clean up our audio. So I'm going to zoom in. And then what I got to do is at each audio edit point right here, I need to put dissolves to clean up the audio. On audio channel 1, all of your dissolves should be 2 frames centered. So if I hit control click here, I'm going to turn off everything except audio 1. And right here you have this add transition. I'm going to hit that. You'll see it says 40. We're going to change that to 2 centered. Okay. We're going to control click to the next edit point. Same thing. 2 frames centered. Okay. That's all we have for audio channel 1. So now we got to put our dissolves in for the nats. So we turn off audio 1, turn on audio 2, and starting with the first one, we're going to do the same thing except on the nat channel, channel 2, it's 10 frames centered. And you have to do that at each one. So we'll go through here and do this for each one real quick. You don't put one at the very end. So now if I play this out, turn all these on, if I play it out.
And each day we're making sure that we're mitigating the risk.
And by adding the dissolves, you don't have that audio pop that you sometimes hear. It's much smoother. It just sounds better. And there is our SOTVO. So, once we're done with that, and we've edited our SOTVO, we want to save it. And it's saved. And then, once we do that, we come up here and click on here, and you'll notice this little tab right here, Quick Send. So I'm going to click on that, send to playback, and now this opens up. You want to send this to airspeed. That is how you send it to the show. So we're going to click to airspeed, and the video ID is going to be your video ID in iNews, which is your tape ID. So I'm going to go over to iNews, which you're not able to see on your screen, and I'm going to hit Control C and copy the tape ID for the line that's MEJ test clip 1. And over here, I'm going to paste that by hitting Control V, And there's my tape ID, my video ID. Now I just hit send, and let's see if it works. And to know if it's working or not, you go up here to process, click created at until you get the newest one, and see it's sending right now. MEJ test clip 1, and we'll just wait for that to hit 100%. And then after it hits 100%, I'm going to go in iNews and I'm going to look at that line and make sure my status says online. So let's just wait for that to go. MEJ test clip 1, 100%. So now I'm going to go into iNews and I'm going to drag it over so you can see it. And so in iNews right here, MEJ test clip 1, online. So I've just edited my video within Media Central and I've sent it and it's ready to go to the show. So if that were to be keyed up and played, it would play. You've got your second of pad, you've got all your VO following your SOT. And that's how you would do it. And then you go back up here to the folders and you're in the feeds right now. Maybe it's somewhere else that you need to, but again, and then when you're ready to create another sequence and to edit another one, you just go to here to the new sequence. Make sure you're in the right spot. Once you selected it once, it'll stay there, but each day that you come in the next day on like Wednesday, you need to reset this for the first time and find OKC PME, projects, and let's say, and then news, and let's find tomorrow's Wednesday. This is stuff from last week, but you would find the producer 1110. And if it's not there, you could create it. I already showed you how to do that. We'll cancel out of there. And then that's essentially what you do. Just work within iNews and within Media Central, edit, and send your clips. Hey, if you guys have any questions whatsoever, please feel free to contact me and I can walk you through it again. But that's how you edit within Media Central with the latest update as of November 16th, 2021.